Hey ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Casper Network, aka Casper the Friendly Ghost. You guys already know I love calling it Casper the Friendly Ghost, but overall, yeah, I mean, today was a little bit of an interesting day. Not really kind of laughing in the sense on how much we actually came down to on Casper, but it was a little bit expected. Told you guys in my video from yesterday that I was actually kind of looking at around the 9.5 to 9 cent range, and we went a little bit lower, to be honest with you guys. So, first off, Bitcoin around 39K right now currently. Like I said, it was an interesting day. So, yeah, I mean, we came down as low as like 38K, somewhere around that range. I'm still expecting some downward pressure. I know that's probably not the best thing to hear right now, especially if you guys are a Casper holder. In terms of Bitcoin, yes, we came down to about like 38.5K. I was expecting 37.5K. Hey, if we missed the ball by $1,000, I will accept that. I will totally be happy with that, and I will welcome that. We don't technically need to go too much lower on a lot of these altcoin holdings, but of course, Casper did break down a little bit below 9 cents. We hit about almost 8.5 cents. It was 87.94. Trading volume is up about 18.26. I did warn you guys ahead of time, though. I hope that a lot of you kind of capitalized on that. Maybe had some fiat on the side. Hope you guys didn't short it. If you guys did short it, then hey, you know, it was a taxable event. You know, I'm not going to control your guys' life, so you guys can do whatever you guys want. But, of course, we can pretty much see that deep drop down here happen about 10:41 p.m. That is, I believe, Eastern Standard Time because it's going off of my time. So, yeah, most likely Eastern Standard Time. And when we're talking about Casper, I know it could be a little bit concerning, especially considering the fact that this does not have a ton of volume in it. It's $20 million in volume, and we're still sitting at about a $284.6 million market cap. So this is a little bit of an easier asset to move up and down. The problem with that, of course, is because there's not a lot of money in it, is that it kind of drops a lot lower and a lot faster than most altcoins when it does drop. We have held up strong in the past. You know, if we go back to, you know, the November timeframe, I know that you guys are probably all aware of this time where I was talking about how well we've held up. You know, this is pretty much in the beginning of November. This followed by us hitting this nice 24 centile range. Of course, you guys are more than welcome, like I said, to short it at this time. But let's talk about a little bit about Bitcoin and where we can kind of see Casper going down to if we do see that 37.5K drop from here. Because I know that we have been, you know, really kind of targeting this 37.5K mark. This is pretty much this level down here. This is also, if you guys do look over here, the 786. Now, let's actually kind of address this real quick. So, you know, first off, to reiterate a little bit of a drop on Bitcoin. Now, I know that I've talked about this on my other videos pretty much already today, but this would only be about an additional 4.15% drop. This is absolutely nothing. I know that there's a lot of people who have been calling for a little bit lower. Yeah, we can come down to possibly, you know, even, you know, around the 34K mark, pretty much around like 34.6K. If that is the case, I will say this, you know, 34.6K Bitcoin would bring another 11% drop. We have to really kind of watch the market and analyze it, you know, further from here. We don't really know where this is going to go. We can kind of just, you know, talk about where the demand channels are. Those demand channels are around the 34.6K mark. RSI is a little bit oversold on the daily, more oversold than we've seen since pretty much May. On the 4-hour and on the 2-hour, it has a little bit, well, on the 4-hour, it has a little bit of a nice jump here. Nothing too convincing, though, and volume is still diminishing. On the 2-hour, we have a nice little, you know, sharp jump here. It was very oversold, by the way, on the 2-hour. But of course, this is still leading into some nice overall price, not price, but volume depreciation still. So, you know, I'm still not sold on Bitcoin having this nice bounce here. I still think that we bleed today, which will, of course, bring Casper down to 8 cents. I'm expecting 8 cents. And yes, we could still, you know, go down further. I think that we could even test as far as the support zone going as far back as August 5th, which would bring us down to 6 cents, 6.35 to be exact. I just want to reiterate that for you guys. You know, 6.35. That is a key point to watch for. If we don't get a bounce off of this channel here, pretty much the 7 cent to 8 cent zone, then we are going to be looking at some lower, lows being printed, since around this time back here in August. Now, RSI dead sat almost on 30 right now. It is almost in oversold area, and I'm talking about extremely oversold area. If we're talking about the 4-hour span, we could pretty much see that it dipped down as low as those oversold areas down here in like the 21 area range. I know that I just said area like multiple times, and I do apologize. But we haven't seen these lows since going back to pretty much September, and previous before that it was pretty much July. So right now, currently, if we're looking at the micro time zones in terms of the chart, or time frames, I meant, sorry, I was stuck on time zones. But if we're talking about the micro time frames, we could see that this is actually fairly oversold. We've seen bounces before at around the 30 level, but we have seen some deep dips today on Casper, which is a little bit concerning to those who were not prepared for this. But of course, we have been preparing for this drop for days now, for even weeks now. I've been talking to you guys about 37.5K on Bitcoin. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about some other things in regards to the Casper overall ecosystem and some updates overall to really kind of clear your mind and kind of not make you guys too concerned overall, because yes, if you do just look at the chart all day, you will be concerned greatly and it will consume you. So in terms of Casper, we are still seeing massive social volume, social engagement, and social dominance growing on the 1 week. On the 1 day, this is also growing greatly, while the price is still sitting around this 9.5 centile range almost. We've seen some incredible listings like, for example, Crypto.com officially bringing it out, and I do believe that we will see a lot more eventually. We are seeing, Crypto.com becoming, a top tier influential individual, which is technically not the case. It's more so of, an exchange. But not a lot of people have been talking about it. And honestly, myself included, have not been tweeting about it. I should definitely tweet a lot more about it because I am still very bullish on Casper. I did not lose my overall case on that. This price drop here did not really kind of scare me at all. I hope that it didn't worry you guys too much. I know that a lot of people have been buying around 10 cents, around 11 cents. I just want to reiterate the idea that we are still very early on this asset. Don't be too concerned on the recent price action throughout the entire market. We still have some incredible outreaches to go here on the fib levels in terms of fib extensions, and my targets still remain that $4 to $7 range here. I am not changing that at all. I'm still pretty much dead set on those being the main target points for me personally. So, I'm still, holding strong on my overall analysis on Casper. And talking about Casper, we are still seeing holders going up. So a lot more people are still buying. A lot of people are still making some Casper wallets out there. And, yeah, sure, the price is down roughly. Everything is pretty much rough here, but we still are seeing a lot more holders being, brought in. I know it's only 0.38%, but we have seen 2,000 plus holders already, growing just in the last month alone, which is pretty significant to say the least for Casper, since it's not it's not like a massive, asset, but it still is a pretty decent asset overall, and I do think that we are going to see some incredible updates eventually as well, including the stuff from yesterday in terms of the NFT D-Music announcement. We also seen this announcement today as well. Go Staking pretty much quoted it, saying, Casper holders, buckle up and get ready for the NFT marketplace developed by our friends at Friendly Market. Public testing aimed for February this year. The addition will grow the Casper network community usage and adoption. And of course, if you guys weren't aware, I've talked to you guys about Friendly Market in the past, but we are seeing a public testnet going live in February of this year, which is just a little bit here shortly until we do get into February. But we do see our NFT marketplace will be ready for public testing on Casper Network by February 2022. We appreciate the suggestions you have all made towards improving our decentralized exchange, and we hope you can do the same with our NFT marketplace. I do think that, when we're talking about Friendly Market, I honestly think that Friendly Market is actually one of the most interesting use cases on Casper just currently, because I know that I tell you guys that I'm so tired of the launch pads, but this is so much more than just a launch pad. Like, we're seeing a decentralized exchange, NFT marketplace, launch pad, options trading, and even prediction markets. I think that this is going to be one of those that are very interesting and really kind of grow the outreach of the overall ecosystem and really kind of help, put a pretty much big name on Casper overall. So I'm very excited to see this. I actually really want to, really be there when Friendly Market does go fully live. I think that once we do see a lot of these use cases being built out fully and go public in general for, testing and even main launches and announcements, that's what we're really going to, that's where we're going to see a lot of adoption happening for the Casper network. Now, also, just to reiterate, I know that I just mentioned this, in my Hedera video, but in terms of, NFTs, we are still seeing NFT adoption taking place. Twitter actually just announced that they have, begun rolling out its NFT profile picture verification feature. The cool thing about this is that we're still seeing NFTs growing greatly around the world. Even Adidas and Prada announced their user-generated NFT project as well, which of course I kind of talked to you guys a little bit about Prada and Adidas yesterday, but it just kind of solidifies the idea that we're still very early in the NFT scene. Like, I think that not a lot of individuals can really kind of see the potential behind non-fungible tokens. Like, tokenization by itself is going to be such a massive overall update to this entire, market when we're talking about tokenization at scale. Like, it's going to bring so many new names, so many huge names as well into the scene, and I'm just very excited for that. I also want to just kind of show you guys this as well. We see billionaire investor Mark Cuban says this is the moment that really got me into crypto. And of course, what is that? Him basically minting his own NFT. So, I think that that is where, a lot of individuals are making their first step into this market is, of course, NFTs. And when we're talking about NFTs, I do believe that Casper is going to be one that really kind of leads the way. Don't get me wrong, I do believe that Hedera is far better than Casper in general for NFTs alone, but it doesn't mean that a lot of these layer ones can't succeed as well and pretty much kind of piggyback ride on the back of some other layer ones as well. But I do think that Casper is definitely one to really kind of keep an eye out on. I do hold a significant amount of it. I do hold more Casper than HBAR, just to reiterate that. And it doesn't mean that I support Casper more than HBAR or HBAR more than Casper. I'm pretty much unbiased in terms of that. It really kind of allows me to hold a lot of assets that, are technically, in quotation marks, competition, but I don't see this market like that. I think that there's so much more money that will flow into this market that a lot of these other layer ones and a lot of these other projects will pretty much grasp a large portion of that. And I think that there's just a lot of food for a lot of these assets to really truly eat. And I'm very excited, to say the least, for the future of this market. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And of course, if you guys do want to get my trading indicators, my exit plans, and stuff like that, go check out NCashOfficial.com. The Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack is your best deal for your buck. It does include everything on the website as well as all future content for free. So definitely get that while it's, time lasts, I suppose, because it's still going to always be there. I'm going to be uploading a lot more content to it, so definitely stay tuned to that. But with all that in mind, I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this video. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.